girl. He can do it himself, no? Oh, your karate skills? The electric fences, they're not functioning anymore. It's not only gonna get out into the gym, but also out of the gym, no? That was it. Oh no, it's not over. Okay, that's right. Ready for the reunion? She's right there, it's not a dream. That's, you know, that feeling.
Goddamn. This is what Chrissy died.
They're opening up the passage for you. Oh, guys. Hurry! Was it something to control you, to control your power? Because I'm right, you're one?
No. You don't have to be afraid of them, not anymore.
Prove me I'm right. Prove me I'm right. I knew that it was you. And I knew that she couldn't do it.
We're alike. You and I.
With 1, you're 11. Double 1. Stop playing! Hurry! I have the impression that someone is gonna get blocked. Oh fuck, Nancy. Music, music, music! We need music! No? You're gonna play with feeling guilty and all.
I never forget.
Remember that right there we are seeing her as a teenager. When all of that happened to her, she was that little.
I asked you to wait.
But I just said, remember that she's that little.
Why do you cry for them, 11?
Because she's human, she has feelings.
You think you need them, but you don't. You don't. I was scared once too.
It's really well done, you know, how they're playing with that, her being little, big.
To be different.
The mirrors, but also the way to put the camera.
I was old, blind, dumb Victor.
Yes, yes! You did that to him and his family. The first owner of this house. Created Vecna, is Vecna.
Very busy.
It looks like a fairy tale. A dream. Alice, no problem.
Your son? No.
Yeah.
Yes, your son!
My parents thought a change of scenery, a fresh start in Hawkins might just cure me. As if the world would be any different here.
You are, that's why all is connected.
Found a nest of black widows living inside of them. Found a great comfort in them. Kinship. They immobilize and feed on the weak, bringing balance and order to to an unstable ecosystem.
He didn't die after a coma.
Cruel, oppressive world dictated by made-up rules. Seconds, minutes to life. A faded, lesser copy of the one before. Wake up, eat, work, sleep.
We didn't see it, her killing you. She didn't kill you, you became Vecna after that.
I could not close off my mind and join in the madness. I could not pretend I didn't have to. I could restore balance to a broken world. I could reach into others, into their minds, their memories. I became an explorer. I saw my parents as they truly were, but my mother somehow knew it was I who was holding up that mirror. And so she left me with no choice. No choice but to act, to break free. But I was still a child, and I did not yet know my limits. And it nearly killed me.
That's not because of your music that you came back, Victor. That's because you gave up.
I woke up from my coma only to find myself placed in the care of a doctor. The very doctor I had hoped to escape. Papa. He wanted more. He wanted to control. They're not gone. 11. They're still with me. Here. You tricked me. No, I saved you. You are a prisoner here, just like me. Reshape the world, remake it however we see fit. Join me.
Like Vecna is saying. Oh fuck. All of that, you know, it's a fucking big moment and a reveal. And in a way, it's better to have it during the part 1. You know, to not cut parts at episode 5. People would have guessed it if they would have had time to work on it, you know. Right there, it's functioning because...
Something that made him sad.
like the fight with two, like...
It wasn't supposed to end like this.
It can't! We know that she survived. When you were born? That's a memory of love, not of hate. It gave you more power. You could have showed her that you want her to feel it again, to do it again, to open a new gate, or to do it again like... That's it! You opened that gate through... That's why they are targeting you, that's why everything is related to you, because you opened... But you opened it, you didn't create it. It's not the same. Did it exist before she opened it or not? That's the real thing. Became Vecna. One is Vecna. That's it. The end? Oh fuck, what a fucking reveal! And it opens so many doors, you know? I want to come back to what I said at the end of this episode. It's really great, in fact. You know, at first I didn't understand why they split that season after this episode 7. 9 episodes, normally it's after the episode 4 or after the episode 5. Right there, you know, to cut it after the episode 7, it sounded weird, but now I understand it, because we needed that big reveal, that big information. And you know, maybe if they have cut everything after the episode 4, after the episode 5, I think more after the episode 5, because the episode 4 was the emotional one with Max, and the episode 5 was the big one with a lot of things happening and all. Maybe at first they thought about cutting it right there, but visioning, you know, all of that, I mean, for viewers to only have 5 episodes and then to have to wait sometimes some weeks to have the rest, they could have worked, you know, on it, and they would have guessed. I think there was something wrong with Victor's kid. He said it, that he was more sensible than the other kids, and maybe they would have seen, you know, that this guy, this blonde guy, he had also the same eyes. And you know, my theory about him being one, I had it already a long time ago, like some episodes ago, so maybe, you know, with more time, people would have guessed that connection, and in fact, it's better to have the reveal right there when all of these episodes are dropped at once. People, they don't have the time to really think about it, and maybe the ones like me who love to play with theories and all, they guessed some of the stuff, but not that big reveal. So it's really cool, in fact, to cut the season right there. And really, I think that maybe at first it was not supposed to be like that, because again, the episode 5 is so full of things, you know, happening into it, that it feels really like an episode middle of the season. It's maybe, you know, by rethinking of it, watching all of these episodes being edited, that they thought of it. I don't know exactly how it happened, but it feels like that. At least, you know, for all of the season written like that, all of the story, how I'm feeling it for the narrative arcs, which can, you know, for the half of the season, which can end at the episode 5 and finally not at the episode 7 with that big reveal. It's feeling like that. The fact that he is one, I guessed it. The fact that he was Victor's kid, not at all. I have to confess it, I didn't have it. If you had it, congratulations. And the fact, you know, that parallel was really great. That guy won saying all of that to Eleven at the same time that Vecna was showing all of that to Nancy. It's the same story. We are guessing little by little that he became Vecna, that maybe he became Vecna because of Eleven, what she did to him. She didn't kill all of these kids, I was right, but I knew that she intervened for him to kill him. But the fact that we are guessing during that moment that he is Vecna, it means that at some point he went to the other world, so it means that right there she opened the gate. Oh fuck, she opened the gate. So that's why Vecna, you know, everything is connected to her, to Eleven, because in fact she's responsible in a way for opening that gate for Vecna. I mean, it makes sense for Vecna, so for this season, for this new character of this season and for the story of this season, but it makes sense also for the rest of the seasons, for what happened earlier. Like the fact also that all of that is blocked in time. I mean, the other world is blocking time, that moment when Will entered into the other world, because it disturbed it, and you know, it's making sense also with the clock being blocked, that symbolic stuff. I'm sorry. You know, things are beginning to connect together. I'm saying are beginning to connect together because we had that moment, I don't know in which episode, you know, of that part 1, but at some point we had, it was Hopper who said they're all after 11 and we don't know why, we just know that it's happening like that. And yes, it was a good reminder that since the beginning of this show we have that happening, everything connected to 11. That's great to begin to understand right there why that much, you know, like why right there for Vecna, for example, and why that gate was created. 11, you did that, you opened that gate and you killed one, but you created Vecna like Eleven created Vecna. I'm really wondering, the other world was created by Eleven during that moment or already existed and she opened the gate? You know, it's not the same, but because of the fact that it's happening like that, it's a real question that I have now. And also, during all of these episodes, I'm glad because I said it at multiple occasions during the episodes, but I didn't know why, you know, I was feeling that something was made on purpose. I saw a lot of times that they were making connections with how they cut all of the scenes. I saw that they were making a connection, some parallels between Vecna and Eleven, and I didn't understand why. And I said it during a lot of episodes, during a lot of moments, but I'm totally honest with you with that. I didn't guess at all that it was connected because of that. But I was feeling that the writers wanted to say something during that moment. Again, to be honest, I thought that it was only symbolic for the question of being a monster or not. I thought that it was only because of that. But in fact, it was because of that, because they're truly connected. And also the fact that she was searching so much for that memory was connected to Vecna. So that's fucking clever. For the writers, you know, to connect everything like that and to put clues, okay, into the story, but also into the way that they are editing their episodes. I mean, that's fucking great, you know, to have writers who can do something like that. It's exciting. I think that it's really exciting. 11, you just discovered that. How are you gonna handle that truth? You know, her being the reason why... I think that our powers are gonna be back now. We need you out. We have your friends coming to help you. Why? You know, Papa, he knew all of that. He knew what happened. He said it about the cameras and all of that. He knew what happened. Why he wanted you to discover it by yourself? Only to have your powers back, or there is something else right there? Because we saw that when she was getting this memory back into Nina, she was reacting and all, and I'm wondering if in fact he didn't want to reproduce that moment and for her to open a new gate during that moment. Do you understand what I mean? I felt that the reason why he was acting like that, it was really to reproduce that moment, not really to help her. I didn't buy the fact that he would do that only to help her. There is a reason behind that. Or maybe he wants her power back to put her that and be able to control her, just that. I don't know. Oh, and I was wrong about the trailer, you know. I thought that the trailer was showing only images, pictures from the first part of this season 4, and you know, we saw so many of these pictures during these episodes that it makes sense. But now that I think about it, I'm thinking of a particular picture. If you don't want to have that spoiler, if you didn't watch the trailer, jump, you know, like 1 minute later on this review. That moment with cars and one helicopter, I think, also coming to this base where she is right now, and some explosions happening. We didn't have it because the government didn't go right there into that base, not already. They just discovered it because they continued to torture that guy. So that's gonna happen into the second part of the season, into the 2 last episodes of this season. I'm still, you know, with 11, with what she just discovered. It was really clever how they did it also, you know, being little, being older, how they dealt with that situation, playing with the mirrors, but also playing with the camera, putting the camera really high in a way, like that, behind one, to see 11 so little, and same for 11, but on the other. And that was really interesting and clever also for dealing with the situation and the fact that she's older right now. For Hopper's narrative arc, that's it. They were reunited and that was so great, so cool, like we felt it like he felt it, you know, when he hugged her, like that's it. Like, you know that feeling, I'm back home, like you're my home, something like that. It felt so good. But the creature, we're not over with it because I really think that she turned off the electrical fences, so I think that this creature can get out into our world, you know, so it's not good at all. And it means that more people are gonna get involved into the situation with the other world. But at least they're not gonna be only after you, so you can escape, you know, from Russia, come back to Hawkins. Maybe it's gonna take you one episode. I really hope that we're gonna have the reunion between Eleven and Hopper into the 2 next episodes, you know, of the second part. I'm beginning to have doubt about it because episode 8 we need to have 11 escaping from that place, Hopper coming back to Hawkins, and only episode 8 we can have a reunion, you know? I'm not so sure. Or maybe just at the end. Remember that she doesn't know that he's still alive. So it means that if her papa dies, will die right there, she's gonna think that she doesn't have any family anymore. The creature, okay, I talked about it. And now the situation in Hawkins. Oh guys, our kids, you know, the fact that they managed to talk to each other, that was fun, that was cool, to discover that about the particles and to play with the lights, that was cool. At the end, what is really interesting about that is the fact that they found that gate and they can travel through that gate easily. Nothing is guarded it and it's really obvious and nothing is blocking them right there. Something which is really bad is the fact that Vecna took Nancy. The music, we have to do something with the music, but at the same time we saw that it's not that which worked for Victor, it's the fact that his boy didn't have enough energy. Okay, it worked for Max, but now that we think about it, it was in fact a miracle that it worked for Max that much. Nancy, she's right there, you know, physically. Okay, she's into the other world, but maybe you can take her with you, Steve, into the real world. Okay, into that state, but still, you can help her with that situation. In a way, it's great that she was taken away by Vecna because we discovered, we saw Vecna's story directly and we made that connection in an easier way. You saw all of that, Nancy. Oh, and you're gonna say that to everyone? The only ones who are not gonna know, you know, I mean that easily, it's gonna be Mike, Will, and Jonathan. Will, I'm still thinking about that painting that he has. Will is weird, we know it. Will was hiding that from Eleven. At first I thought that it was something creepy, but the more I think about it, the more I think that no, it would be more interesting if it's something shiny, you know, like a picture of all of them reunited, all of his friends reunited into one painting. It would be great, in fact, to show Will's evolution. The fact that he's not that dark anymore, that he changed and all. We didn't have a lot about his evolution during this season, so it would be great to have that for him. The situation with Nancy and Steve, I said it, I'm not against it. And I can feel it, like we can all feel it, that something is happening right there. The sexual tension, we can all feel it. And feelings also, for sure. True love, I don't know. Because I don't know where you want to go with that, writers. Because they sold us, you know, the writers, Jonathan and Nancy relationship for so long. Like, clearly, they sold us that relationship as the relationship. Okay, they're going into a different path right now, but it's more because of the distance than because of the lack of love. Because of that, I'm wondering about you turning like that to Steve. I don't know what you want to do with that. Robin, she had that little story with Vicky and really we heard about it during the first episode and it's already over, nothing else about it. I want to have news about it. For sure about Eleven and Mike's relationship also. Will with his friends, Lucas with his friends. There is something right there. Like, maybe for Will they discussed about it with Mike, but Lucas, he never really discussed about it with his friends. It would be weird, you know, for it to happen during the 2 last episodes, but why not? Max also with Lucas. Max, she's still a target? I don't think so. I think that's it. She got away and that's okay, no? Maybe I'm too optimistic with that. And that song, I said it, I already listened to it on my phone, and really it's gonna enter into my mind, like I can feel that it's already turning into my mind, because it's a really catchy rhythm, you know, song, so I can feel it, that it's gonna stay. That was a good first part, you know, of the season. Like I said, it makes more sense to cut it right there, in fact. And again, I think that they wanted to cut it after the episode 5, but they made the right decision by changing that. I don't know at which step, you know, they changed their mind about it. I don't think that it was when they wrote, you know, all of the season. I think that it was more during the post-production time, you know, when they edited these episodes. I think that they saw what was functioning or not, and what they wanted to say or not, to reveal at what time or not. It's great also to have people who can ask themselves these questions when they are writing their stuff, but also when they are editing them, so everything can function well. It's so cool. So it's the end of the part 1, and we're gonna have to wait, not for a long time. It's great, you know, they are not making us wait for entire months or for the 2 years that we had to wait for this season. More than 1 month we have to wait, something like that. A little more than 1 month. That's okay. I'm gonna see you again for these 2 last episodes. Maybe I'm gonna work again, you know, editing these episodes. I know that I'm gonna continue to work on my series. I still have that series about Hopper that I really don't like, about the fact that he's feeling guilty about a lot of stuff, he's feeling cursed, and with Vecna around, it's not great at all. I don't want him to become one of his victims, to sacrifice himself or something like that. All of the theories that I had about Eleven not killing these kids, about that guy being one and her killing one, I was right. I didn't guess all of that about Vecna for sure. Yes, I think that during this editing I'm gonna work even more on the consequences of that reveal, in fact, about Vecna, and about the fact that Eleven created Vecna, opened that gate, and created or not that world. Maybe you're gonna come on the comments and you're gonna tell me she didn't create that world, we have the answer about it into that episode, that moment, and that moment. But right there, the fact that she's so connected to that world, to all of these creatures, like right there, because of that moment, you can connect her to Vecna. But to everything, in fact, no. You know, that's because of that I think that it would connect everything if she's the one who created the other world. Oh, we didn't resolve the situation with the stupid guys, you know, the basketball team. We still have them, like, it's gonna be still something to do. Okay. That was great, that was fucking great. Tell me, what did you think about it? Oh, I didn't say it to you at the end of each video, but I think that you told me what you thought about it in comments. Tell me if you have other theories than mine for the 2 next and last episodes of this season. And I will see you for these 2 last episodes. If you want also the extended reaction part of all of these episodes, you have my Patreon. It's also the best way to support me. And there are really long episodes, so it's really longer reaction part on my Patreon, if you can be interested. Okay, it's all for me and for you for today, for this part 1 of the season 4 of Stranger Things. So it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.